Elizabeth, that's my name. It means God is my oath. It's a thing with us Jews, putting God in every name. Jehoshaphat, Joseph, Joel. I'm sure you get the picture by now. God in every baby name. God on the hem of every garment. God in our conversations as we walk along the road, as we sit at home talking and laughing, in every pinch of salt, in every glass of water. It's fitting then that this isn't my story. It's God's. I don't know. I'm not even sure I know what that means. I'm sure this one is, though. It's a story about God coming and turning the world upside down.
Liz, did you do the inventory like I asked?
Inventory?
Yes, well, inventory isn't quite the right word. Remember, I asked you to reconcile the books with the different sets of bookings.
Yeah, inventory definitely isn't the right word for that.
Did you do it? And give me 3 sets of towels.
No, Mom, I honestly forgot.
You need to do it now, Liz. I mean, right now. The first caravan will be arriving at any minute. And if we have no idea who is booked where, we'll have a lot of very angry guests on our hands.
Yes, Mother, I'll do it right away.
I said 3 sets of towels, Liz. I don't know what field your mind keeps wandering off to, but you need to build a fence for it. Look at me when I'm talking to you, Liz. Things are very serious for our family right now. You know that. One wrong move, and we could lose everything.
Why can't we just record the bookings in one place? It would save everyone so much time.
Well. It really looks like you could use someone to brighten up your day, Liz.
Simon, hello. Let me just call my father.
Father, Simon the tax collector is here to see you.
Business has been doing quite well the past few months here, eh? These are quite nice. Are they made with Bethlehem wool?
Yes, they are.
Very good. But this one here, it can't be, can it?
No, that one is as well.
Really? But how? It's so soft and so fluffy. You know Bethlehem wool, it's always so tough and brittle.
It came from Sam's Scapegoat Emporium, and afterwards they applied a special treatment that made it even softer.
Oh yeah, that famous family treatment, guaranteed to turn the hardest wool soft in 5 minutes or less. How could I forget?
Yeah, that one.
So, I guess you could say that this tablecloth is almost like a collector's item. Let's see here, Sam's been dead for 5 years already now, bless his heart. And his sons aren't very good at it yet.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Great.
What are you doing? That's ours.
This will look perfect with the table that I bought just last week. Thanks, Liz. I know I can count on you to find something worth my while. Liz, cut it out. Liz, stop.
It's ours.
Liz, stop. Elizabeth.
Father, he was just about to steal our...
Be silent and come here. Me steal from you? This kid has really hurt my feelings there, Jedediah. Liz, hasn't your father ever told you how far back we go? That I held you as a baby? That I've known your family for longer than you've been alive after so many years of friendship? I never, ever thought I'd hear the word steal used to describe me.
I'm sorry, Simon.
You should be, seeing as you're the one responsible for training her to use those kinds of words. In fact, it isn't even the kid's fault. You're her father, you should have trained her better. To think she would call me a thief in your house is sickening, Jedediah. It really is. Especially since that word would be better off used to describe you. Liz, do you know how late your daddy is with taxes? Well, of Of course you don't. So I'll tell you. 3 months, 3 whole months. Wars have been fought in 3 months. Kingdoms have been built in 3 months. Some kings even reign less than 3 months. Your daddy has been stealing from Rome.
I'm sorry, Simon. I promise you I'll have enough after the census is over.
See how your daddy disrespects me? He just interrupts with the same excuses I've been hearing every single day for the past 3 months. With a daddy like that, no wonder you keep calling people a thief. Now, where was I? Yeah, I came walking in here to your shabby little bed and breakfast, willing to accept anything, feeling all merciful, willing to accept these dumb tablecloths and those useless seat covers just so that Rome doesn't have to come in and sell you as a slave. Then you call me a thief. Now, do you want to guess how that made me feel? Well, answer the question!
Angry.
That's right. Very, very angry. Almost angry enough to stop turning a blind eye to what your daddy's been up to. How long until Rome gets her taxes, Jedediah?
2 weeks.
You have 1 week. 1 week, or else I'm gonna sell off your brat for the fine for late payment. Have a good day.
Father,
Get back to work, Liz.
No, Father, wait. Why'd you let him speak to you like that? Why didn't you do something about it?
Something like what? He's Rome's tax collector. He represents Rome. Anything I do to him, I've done to Rome. I'm not strong enough to fight Rome.
But he stole our tablecloths and our seat covers.
Yes, he did. But in the process, he gave us the time that we desperately needed to get up to date with our taxes.
It's wrong.
Yes, it is, but that's just the way things are. There's nothing we can do about it. And until the Messiah comes, that's just the way things will be.
How long are we going to keep saying that? When the Messiah comes, everything will be okay. We can't just sit back, relax, and wait for everything to be okay. We need to be proactive.
Liz, don't forget the word of the Lord. Vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord.
I'm just so sick and tired of getting IOUs from God that are never repaid.
Liz, you cannot allow yourself to speak about Adonai that way. No matter how angry or disappointed you feel, that is not acceptable. It seems you have forgotten whom you speak about. So let me remind you, he is God, and one day he will deliver us.
Yes, Father.
Now, did you finish with the bookings?
Yes, Father, I'm more or less finished.
Are you sure? Because if you don't have this mess sorted out by the time the guests arrive, we will be lost.
Yes, Father. In the days of my grandfather, our land was ruled by a harsh foreign power. Kind of like it is now. My people were oppressed, and they cried out to God. And out of this trouble and turmoil, there came a man who started a rebellion and fought to free them from the rule of their oppressors. Some people thought that he was a prophet of God, and others thought that he was the Messiah himself. But I don't really think he was either. I just think he was a man who got fed up with how broken everything was and decided to take matters into his own hands. But that's the problem we have. We don't stand up for ourselves, and we don't take matters into our own hands. We just sit around and wait for some miraculous intervention from God. But what if the intervention isn't coming? What if we are all we've got? I know my father would say God will deliver us. But if God is really all that, then shouldn't he be able to take us from the scum of this earth and turn us into something better? Last but not least.
Thank you. That pool better be open.
Whew.
That was the crowd from the caravan. Did they all manage to find rooms?
Yeah, there was even 1 or 2 rooms left.
Really? Are you sure? I thought when I counted the bookings earlier that we were overbooked by 1 or 2.
Yes, but I made one single list out of the 3 that we had, and, well, that's what it told me.
Are you sure though, Liz? Because if there are any mistakes, this will be very costly for us.
Of course she's sure, Miriam. She understands that the booking process in the end is sacred. But nonetheless, you can never be too careful. So just go through the bookings again and make sure that they're right.
Yes, Father.
Hello. Hi, do you have any rooms left for two?
Let me just have a look. You don't sound like you're from around here. I guess you've also come for the census?
Yeah, my wife and I are from Galilee. It's a small town. You've probably never heard of it.
Galilee, eh? I've never been there. What do you guys have?
Just mostly fish and Samaritans and, not much else. We have some good carpenters, though.
Yes, Joseph. Good carpenters, eh? I'll have to tell my father about that one. We've been needing a new set of table and chairs for quite some time now.
I know, what do you guys have here in Bethlehem?
Oh, lots of shepherds. Even more sheep. King David inspired a lot of kids. Anyhow, room 122 is still open. Enjoy your stay at Bethlehem Bed and Breakfast.
Thank you very much.
I'm not sure there's any way I could have known who they were. They were just a young couple like countless others I had seen before. A young woman just about to give birth and her husband scared to death that it might happen right here in the corridor. The census had been hard on a lot of people and there wasn't much room left in the entire town of Bethlehem. I wish I could have though. We would have talked about a lot more than just fish and Samaritans. I can tell you that much. I wonder if they saw the full picture. Did they know? Did they truly understand? I wish I could have...
Excuse me, I would like to make a complaint. I found this person staying in my room. I don't know who they are, but I insist they vacated immediately.
And that's what I've been trying to tell you. It's my room. I've been in it since last week. Honestly, I had no idea that you were staying in it too.
No. This is unacceptable. This is a disgrace. It's a travesty. It's an abomination. In fact, it's a direct violation of my God-given human rights. Tell me, young lady, who do I speak to about this?
Yes, how can I help you?
Are you deaf? Or are you trying to make me even more angrier? Look, I booked a room with you people several weeks ago. And when I arrived today, I found someone else who's already staying in it. And he says he's booked in there for another 2 weeks, which is right up until after the census. Tell me, young lady, what was the reason for us even booking our rooms? You may as well given us some shields and some spears and had us fight to the death for them!
If you'll just calm down, sir, I'm sure that we can solve this another way. Perhaps I could find you a different room.
Yes, and who would I find in that one? Let me think. Perhaps King Herod, or even Emperor Tiberius himself! Besides, I like this room. Every time I come to Bethlehem, it's the room I stay in, and it's the room I want to stay in today. So unless you're going to help me in that way, I think I'm just going to take my bags and leave. I think I'll go stay in the town square. I'm pretty sure I won't find anyone booked in there!
What seems to be the problem, Isiah?
Well, there you are, Jedediah. I'm truly surprised today. I usually get way better service when I visit your Bethlehem bed and breakfast. Perhaps it's just the pressure of the census or a gradual decline in quality that I've never noticed before. Anyways, I bid you good day. I don't need a room today, and I don't need one anytime soon either!
I'm sorry, sir. Is there any way I can help you?
Yes, I mean, no, if you'll just excuse me, sir, I'll be heading down to my room just to take a rest. All that shouting. Have a nice day, sir.
Father, I had no idea what just happened.
How many times have I told you to make sure that no room was double booked?
But I did check over and over again, and I just missed this one. I guess I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
No, I'm the one that made the mistake. I thought you understood the seriousness of the situation we're in. Liz, you obviously don't. Do you know what this means? This means that at any moment, Rome could come and take away everything that we have.
No, Father, I do understand. It was really just one small mistake, and I said, I'm sorry.
There was nothing small about the mistake that you just made. And the fact that you're arguing this just shows me how immature you still are.
Father,
Enough! Responsibility is earned, it's not given. So far you've shown me you're not ready for it. And it's not just today's errors, Liz. Your mind is far from here. You're never focused. Liz, your mother and I have noticed this. And I think the best thing we could do for you is let you take a step back for a while. And it's not just the quality of the work that troubles me, Liz. The most important thing we have in this life is our hope in God. But the questions you've been asking me make me think that yours are a little wanting right now. We depend on God for everything, for strength, protection, shelter. If he denies us one of these things, Liz, that we so desperately need, we'd be doomed. And as for that justice, Liz, as for that justice that you've been crying out for, that will be brought when the Messiah comes. Even your name testifies that we are dependent on him. If Adonai denies us one of these things that we so desperately need, we'd be doomed. He places food on our table and watches over us. He's given me a wonderful family through you and your mother. But often, all our eyes see are the things that we desire and the things that we don't have. And we forget to see the countless blessings that the Lord Almighty has bestowed on us.
Excuse me.
Yes?
We walked in here a couple minutes ago. We were given a room, room 122. But we got there, we found someone else was already staying in it. We just really need another room.
I'm sorry, we had an administration error regarding one of the bookings. I'm sorry for any inconvenience caused. If I may ask, was it room 122 that you were booked into earlier on?
Not exactly. We traveled a long way. We kind of got here and just walked in and asked for a room. That's the one we were given. But if it's a problem, we don't need, we're not picky. Just any room will do.
There's simply just no room left in the entire inn for you or your wife. We're just full with the advanced bookings.
But we were given a room. She gave us a room.
Yes, this is my daughter, Elizabeth. She just started working here at the front desk. She made one or two mistakes.
But where else? Can we say somewhere else? Is there another inn in Bethlehem? Anywhere?
I'm afraid not. Bethlehem Bed and Breakfast is the only inn in Bethlehem. But you'll find with the large amount of people that have gathered for the census, that the town square should be relatively safe.
But my wife, can't you see my wife is ready to give birth? She can't give birth in the town square.
Surely you have relatives in Bethlehem.
Oh, we've tried them. They're booked. They're full too. Like, I'm sorry to be insisting, but we need a room.
Yes. No, I see that. I do. Maybe you could try the synagogue. The synagogue, yes, I'm sure they'd be happy to spare a closet or a room or something for the night.
Rent stables.
Let's get out of this one.
No, it's okay. Just say it again. I didn't hear the first time.
I said you could try the stables. They're warm and private and not as dirty as you might imagine.
Liz, a baby can't be born in a stable.
Right here.
Joseph, take it, please. I feel like the baby's going to come in a minute now.
The baby's coming. We need the room. Give how much for the stable?
Young man, do you honestly want your wife to give birth in a stable?
I don't know. I've never done this before.
Why not try the synagogue like I suggested?
Because it's a long walk, and I really prefer a stable to a dark street corner in the middle of the night.
Please, sir, just let us take the stables.
How much for one night in the stables?
Okay, you can have it for free, but be warned, it's far dingier and dirtier than my daughter's words may have led you to believe. Miriam, I need your help in the stables. That's my wife, Miriam. She can help your Miriam get comfortable. We're gonna have to call up one of the midwives. They won't be too happy, but that can't stop us now, can it? Elizabeth, stay at the front desk. Remember how much responsibility this is. We'll be back in a few hours.
manger because there was no room for them in the inn. That is how history is going to remember us. If we had known how important this baby would be, maybe we would have given up our own rooms just so this child could be born with just a little bit more dignity. But we didn't know. Maybe we would have kicked out one of those rich, self-seeking guests. They would have landed on their feet. They always do. There would have been trouble afterwards, but it would have been worth it. But we didn't know, so we didn't give up our rooms, and we didn't make anyone else give up theirs. And now we're left with one short sentence. One short, awful sentence that everything within me wishes I could change. She placed him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
Hello. Is this the inn? What was it called again? The Bethlehem bed and breakfast?
Yes, it is, but I'm afraid we're full right now. If you're looking for a place to stay during the census, you could try the town square. It should be just fine.
Oh, I'm not here for any census, young lady.
Wow. I'm surprised anyone's taking pleasure trips with all that's going on right now.
Mine is not a pleasure trip, at least not in the sense that you mean it.
Well, I don't suppose you're here to buy a vintage Bethlehem woolen t-shirt, are you now?
Young lady, you are lucky that we are not in my homeland, for there you would be flogged for speaking to me with such impertinence.
What are you talking?
Thank you for honoring us by walking into our establishment today. I guarantee you that Bethlehem Bed and Breakfast is the best bed and breakfast in the entire town of Bethlehem. There is not a better bed and breakfast in the entire town of Bethlehem anywhere. And we have the best, I guarantee you, the best goat soup that you could ever find in the entire town of Bethlehem.
I did not come here for goat soup.
Oh, well, don't worry. We have a wide variety of vegetarian dishes and the all-new Beyond Sheep Burger per time.
I am not a tourist, young lady. I've come to see him. Now tell me where he is.
Well, I'm sure that whoever you have come to see will tremendously enjoy their stay here at Bethlehem Bed and Breakfast. Would you like me to show you to a... Actually, there's no rooms left.
No. Listen to me very carefully, young lady. I am Balthasar, advisor to Mithridates V, Emperor of Parthia, the ruler of all the earth east of the Euphrates River, that is the greatest river in the world. My fellow Magi and I have traveled for 3 months over more than 1,600 kilometers from Ecbatana, our glorious capital, whose towers gleam like polished bronze, and where the mightiest army in all the world stands ready to defend. We have visited the courts of 7 kings during our journey, and have just come from the courts of Herod the Great, where we were received with great honor, by the way. We have come because in our homeland we saw signs and wonders in the sky. The star of the great king, the King of Kings, the prophesied King of the Jews. That star has guided us across the desert and through many lands. That star has led us all that way from our home to yours. That star tells me that the one who has been born, King of the Jews, is here.
I'm glad that you have come, but who is it that you come to see?
Young lady, stop wasting my time. I won't ask again. Where is the newborn king?
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no king. All we have is a lot of sheep, like, bah! Do you get it?
The star of the King of Kings has led us here for a reason. You cannot lie to me.
Look, no king has been born here since David was born, and that was hundreds of years ago.
Then answer me this. Why did the star guide us here?
I don't know. Ask the star.
Clearly, you are a very sorry example of an innkeeper. Don't worry, we should have another room.
No, wait. Just think about it for a second. If a new king had been born, wouldn't Herod himself know he is the current king after all? So it would be in his best interest to know when the next one is born. And what about the scribes and the Pharisees? Aren't they God's representatives here on earth? So if something as great as the birth of the King of Kings had happened, then surely they would know about it.
Okay. Clearly, you are missing something. Let's sit down and talk about this. I do see some wisdom in your words. And yet, don't your own scriptures say, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel.
Sir, all that is fine, but the simple truth remains. No king has been born in this town lately. Trust me. It's a really small town, so if a king had been born, we would all know.
Unless the Most High, in his sovereign power, decided that this child be born in a manner that none of us expected.
But that's not all, sir. I get it. You're not from around here, so our prophecies and whatever aren't all that familiar to you. But the Messiah is supposed to be the successor to Moses and to David. And he's supposed to be a warrior and a king. And he's supposed to free us. But we're not free. We're slaves to another emperor that's further away than yours. And our land is occupied by a foreign army that kills and rapes and pillages all the time. And there's nothing we can do about it. If the Messiah had come, wouldn't something have changed?
I'm sorry to have to depart this matter, young lady, but it appears we've found what we're looking for.
Wait, what? Are you sure?
We shall continue our conversation at a more opportune time.
Well. If it isn't my favorite innkeeper's daughter.
Hello, Simon. I'll get you my father.
No? No way. It's you I've come to see, Liz.
Me?
Yes, you. You see, as I was walking home, I thought to myself, as I often do, and this time, I thought, Simon, you've done it again. You and Liz got off on the wrong foot last time, and I was right, like I usually am. So I came back, and as a sign of my sympathy and my sorrow, I brought you these.
Thank you.
You haven't even smelt them yet, Liz.
Oh, they smell lovely.
Of course they do. I made sure I let the florist know that I'd be swinging by and confiscating his shop if he'd give me anything but the best. So, of course they'll smell lovely. Now, you should put those in some water. We wouldn't want them to wilt.
No, not at all. I'll get you my father.
Liz, just wait. I've one question for you. Where's the baby?
What?
Come on, Liz, work with me here. We're trying to get off on new footing, aren't we? Mutual trust and respect and all that jazz. When I ask you a question, I expect an honest answer. So I'll ask again, down on your level. Where's the baby, Liz?
There's no baby, Simon.
Come on, Liz. Article 7 of the Hotel and Restaurant Law bans you from keeping an infant in a facility that's not especially designed to receive them. Now, you and I both have been around here a couple of times, and I've never, ever seen a room for babies. Have you? No. Have you seen any changing rooms around here recently? No. So I'll ask again. Where's the baby?
I already told you, Simon, there's no baby.
Really? That sounds a lot like a little baby to me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Liz. It's a real shame. after I confiscate this place from your dad, I was really hoping we could work out a little arrangement. But whoever that baby is, I sure hope he's worth it.
Hold on, Simon.
Liz, cut it out, Liz, enough!
Unhander, you vermin!
And you are?
Someone who will not stand idly by while you float the law. Now get out and don't come back.
Well, sir, I'll just have you know that interfering with a Roman official in the exercise of his duties is a crime punishable by death.
Now what duty could you possibly be doing here?
Well, pal, it just happens that this family here owe enough in taxes to make your little head spin. I'm here to collect what's mine.
You said you'd give us 3 weeks.
I said that, Liz? I would never say that. That would be breaking the law. And Simon never breaks the law.
How much?
What?
How much do they owe?
Around 7 months worth.
Here. This should cover the whole amount. Now get out and don't come back. Are you alright, Jantzi?
Yes. I mean, no. Why would you do something like that?
That's nothing. Oh, that was nothing. I shall not run out of gold for paying off little swindlers like him. But even if I did, it would have been worth it. I would have given up everything I own to be able to see what I have seen today.
I don't understand.
I visited your stables and see who lies there. My search is at an end. I found the reason I was born.
The stables? You mean the man with, like, the pregnant woman with a baby? But, sir, why are you here?
Because God is here.
The king? The Messiah?